So here is a lovely story. This is a story of children and older people in Cheltenham who've become pen friends. And what a lovely way to actually bring people together. It's all about communities, building a bridge to create some positive intergenerational relationships during lockdown. Well, let's have a listen to a snippet of just one of those letters read for us by Ginny Ring from Gloucester.
Hello again. We've been quite busy this week, even though we've been staying inside. Firstly, we FaceTimed our friends in Australia to catch up with them. And it was one of their birthdays. We got to see the cake. It looked very good. They're staying in too. However, they have a swimming pool in their back garden, so I'm sure they're a lot less bored than us. We have walked our dogs in the fields near our house. Otherwise, they may go crazy with us around all the time. And they've been enjoying the change in scenery from our house. We also dropped some food dropping off to our grandparents. My granddad has been spending his time doing paper mache, making a piggy bank. How has your week been? From Lizzie, Nathaniel and Annie.
How lovely is that? Just one example then of a pen pal style letter which has been sent to older people living at 1 Bays Hill Road in Montpellier. And thanks to Ginny Ring from Gloucester for reading that. And there was some lovely artwork as well with that letter. Mike Gill from Cheltenham is Regional Director of Life Story, which has launched Stronger Together. And he's on the line now. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning, Emma.
Isn't that lovely? Just the simple thing of linking people together in very tricky times when we can often feel a bit isolated, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a great story, actually. It's been a great initiative that's actually just sort of grown and grown through the last few weeks. Initially the initiative was the idea of one of our managers in our southern region who, in light of what's going on and a pandemic and the need for us to stay at home and stay safe, but basically looking at an initiative to bridge the communities and help keep the community together and keep communication lines going together, really, and covering all ages, from our owners down to young children.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's so many people that have said they're so missing, grandchildren or grandparents, that whole important relationship that is not at it. They can't hug at the moment. They can still talk, but they can't hug. But this one, is particularly if older people are sheltering, they can feel, I'm sure, very much isolated. But this breaks all that down. So how does it work exactly then, Mike?
Okay. It's basically a call on families and children to write pen pal style letters about what they're doing at the moment during lockdown, be it walks, doing favourite things with their families, drawing. It's a nice little break from them for their homework as well, and sharing these with owners at Life Stories, Pegasus Life and Renaissance Later Living Schemes, particularly in Bays Hill Road. And we've had a wide range. So you read out a beautiful story there. We've had great pictures. We've even had some videos. So you're really back to the pen pal type of stories.
And how do you link up people? How does that work?
So at the moment, they're going into a central area, and then we are actually giving out the letters to owners. So we're actually sending the owners letters, and it's something that goes down very well with them. We all love receiving letters and parcels. So we are deciding on which sites then to send certain letters and certain videos to certain owners. The owners then are obviously reading these or watching these, and we are actively encouraging them then to respond back to the children in question.
And then it begins. And, of course, the charm of it is that although their lives, because of their age difference, might, you assume, be very different, it's everybody's experiencing across the world, this extraordinary event, and that, I suppose, turns everything on its head.
It does, and I think we must remember as well with our owners, they're generally very active. They play an active part in the community, and generally these people they're as busy as me and you, and they're out there doing a lot for the community, involved in a lot of local groups. And yes, it's affecting them quite hard as well in some ways, even harder with the current lockdown restrictions.
Yeah. What has it been like then for you and the people that you work with? Give me a sort of a glimpse into lockdown.
a lot of time on Zoom. I've probably never talked so much. I'm a little bit hoarse today, actually. I'm probably spending between 5, 6, 7 hours a day on Zoom calls. So in some ways, we're as busy as ever and finding different ways to work, if you like, and maybe smarter ways to work, which will potentially affect the way we work going forward.
Yeah, there's been lots of discussions, hasn't there, about whether this is going to have, if there's any glimpses of good things that might come out of it. Will there be a sense of different ways of working or different places from which you work, working from home and all of that? Well, nobody can ever say, I suppose, that you can't do that anymore. It's not possible, because clearly proved it is possible. For the youngsters, then, who are still waiting to go back to school and everything being up in the air for them as well, do they know the letters and pictures? Do you find that is a growing relationship? Do they get sort of more and more conversations, or do they go into a pool and are given to different people each time?
No, it is becoming more of a personal relationship. So we've got a number of examples now where there's been sort of 3 or 4 gone either way, if you like, regards letters. No, we're already seeing some of the relationships build. It's quite early days, and we're hopeful I know it might take a little while, this is all over, that the relationship will continue as well. So no, we're definitely seeing those relationships starting to build up. We're looking for more. We're always looking for more as well, because we have other owners out there who are keen to get involved.
I bet. So if people are listening and they think, I'd like to do that, or that would be great, I suppose it's part of homeschooling in a way, it could be used in that way. But if people are listening and want their youngsters to perhaps have a go, or the youngsters say, Mum, I want to do that, how do they go about it?
Okay, well, I'll give you the email address now. So the email address is Stronger Together, which is all one word, at lifestory.group. So I'll just say it again. It's Stronger Together, which is all one word, at lifestory.group. And we'd very much welcome any new people to get involved.
Lovely. And if it's somebody older who's listening who would like to be involved, from the other perspective, is that okay too?
Certainly, yes. We're actively encouraging that as well. So, yeah, we'd be delighted.
Good. Really good to speak to you, and what a charming thing, it's the simplicity of it. In many ways, the simplicity of things that people are coming up with is why they work so well, I suppose. So if you would like, as children or your children, to be involved in writing to somebody who's older nearby, or if you are listening and you think, I'd love that, I'd love to get some letters from some young'uns, then the first instance is to get in touch then with Life Story, and it's a sort of a lovely way to join in. You simply, write a letter, a short note about what you fancy, maybe ask some questions about memories, share a favourite film or a book or a picture, and you can find out more. Stronger Together at lifestory.group.
Stay at home with